This is your girl Jamila J, and I'd just like to welcome you to Real Talk. Real Talk is a show about real people in our community, and it's for our community. We would like to inspire, educate, and motivate you. I will be talking with authors, pastors, our religious leaders in our community, entrepreneurs, and just plain old folks like your mom. And I have an individual who will talk about her weight loss journey. We're just here to talk, be for real, sit down, get your coffee. You may need some Kleenex too, but it is real talk. I hope you enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Gwen Captain. I'm the director of Visions Adult Day Program. Visions is a community integration program in Pinole, California, and I'm here on Jamila J's Real Talk. Thank you.
Hey everybody, this is your girl Jamila J, and welcome to Jamila J Real Talk. Yes, Real Talk, another episode, and I'm so excited. I have Miss Gwendolyn Captain. She is the owner and the founder of Visions Day Program. I think there's more to it. She'll tell us the full name. But let's just welcome her, and I'm so glad you're here. And I appreciate you letting us use your beautiful studio.
Oh, thank you, Jamila J. I am so happy to be here on Real Talk. I'm Gwendolyn Captain. I'm the owner and I'm the director of Visions Adult Day Program, which is a community integration day program for adults with developmental disabilities.
And exactly what is a community day program? What do you do here?
Oh, great. Well, this day program, we train adults with disabilities to work in the community. So they get work skill training to be able to work on different jobs, and they also get a lot of socialization skills with us. We also do some other enrichment activities where we go to Contra Costa Community College,
Okay.
and we play basketball. They're enrolled in some enrichment classes for exercise, and we just teach them to be a part of their community.
Okay, wow, that's a lot that you do. So the term developmentally disabled, the term retardation, and autism, what is the commonalities in those three terms?
Well, you know, politically, to be politically correct, using the term developmental disability, it's just an individual that has some cognitive disabilities, possibly low, I call it some glitches. We all have glitches.
Yeah, you do.
And they might just need a little bit of extra support to be able to work on a job. They might need a little bit of extra support to be able to live independently. And they might need a little bit of extra support to be able to communicate effectively. And Visions helps the consumers, that's what we call them, with all those three areas. We help them with communication skills, we definitely help them acquire work skills, and we definitely help them acquire the social skills.
So what about autism and retardation? What are those terms? What do they mean, and is it the same or is it different?
Okay, you know, they're different, and they're also the same. So it's a gray area there, but we don't use the term retardation any longer.
Okay.
But so now I've been doing this for over 15 years, and so now it's become the autism spectrum.
Okay.
So individuals that are on the autism spectrum, it can be having disabilities at very mild to very severe.
So would that be inclusive of developmentally disabilities,
Yes.
all the way to the autism?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the way up to the top of the top of the autism scale.
Spectrum.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, but you know, I don't really look. Well, Visions, we don't really just kind of look at the disability. We look at the ability, because people with disabilities are people too.
Yeah.
They have hopes and dreams, and they have things that they want to do, and you know, they just like everybody else. And that's how we've been able to help them. That's kind of like my the mission.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's our focus to develop the ability and not to just focus on the disability.
How do you focus on the ability? Give me some examples.
Good. Oh, I'm so glad you asked that question. Just like for anybody else, we look at the consumer as an individual person, and we look at what their skill set is. And we also look at what they like to do. And when you can figure out what they like to do, then you can tap into that and develop that ability. I have guys in my program that are artists, they write books, they love
and then
dancing.
they have autism?
Yes.
How do they write books with autism?
Oh my goodness. They create stories. They are some of the best story
do
writers.
Do they write or do
Some
they?
of them write, some of them type, some of them can talk their stories.
Wow.
So anything with assistance and help, you can do it. You can reach your dream. You can reach your goal.
Yeah.
Some of my guys are the most fabulous artists that you'd ever want to meet.
So you have artists,
Mhm.
you have writers. What other type of students do you have here?
I have individuals that have really great clerical skills,
Okay.
and they have some speaking talents. Sometimes once a year we have it's an activity. It's kind of like our American Idol once a year, and we have guys that do the spoken word. They do dancing. They get together and they perform as a group. They've completed some rap videos.
Oh my goodness.
So that's kind of a portion of what Visions is.
Right.
That's the fun part.
Yes.
Allowing them to be their own creative self. I have some crooners. They can sing some love songs. And I have some dancers. They can break dance.
Oh
I have a guy in my
goodness.
program, I love him so much, his name is Fufu. Now Fufu can't speak very well.
So how
but-
do you communicate with Fufu if he can't speak?
Very well. Oh, there's all kind of ways. There's a little bit of sign language. There's a little bit in enactment. There's speaking with picture cards, PECs, and there's just gestures. And Fufu loves to dance. Oh my goodness, when Fufu dance, it lights up your life. Fufu is my guy. I've been knowing him for a long time. Yeah.
That's incredible.
So Visions does a lot of things, but the main focus of Visions is teaching our guys to work and be a part of their community.
I was just going to ask you about that. So your guys get a stipend for working?
Yes, they earn a stipend for working. They earn a paycheck. It's sub-minimum wage based upon how many people are in the group. But they clean churches. We do sign waving for some local for a local barber shop and a local beauty shop. We also do sign waving for a soul food restaurant in Oakland.
Okay.
And we do a laundry enclave where we take towels from a beauty salon and we go and wash them every day, every once a week on Mondays, and we take it back and we load the towels up at the establishment. And they love it. They love doing it.
You guys do Meals on Wheels?
And we also do Meals on Wheels. They deliver meals to senior citizens in the area.
How do they feel about working? I've seen a few guys in the community, not very often working, but there's a few at the local Safeways. But I don't see too many individuals with autism working. And is this a new trend?
It's not a new trend. It's been going on for a while, and that's because typically you don't see them working because some of them work in groups and they work with a counselor that supports them. And but you will see us at churches. You'll see us, sign waving out for different establishments. And the way that they feel about working, they love it because they want to earn a paycheck. But also that they want to be a part of a part of something bigger than themselves, just like everybody else.
What do they do with their paychecks?
They spend it on everything. I wish I could get them to save more money, but they spend their paychecks on everything.
Like what?
Oh,
for instance.
They buy clothes, they buy CDs, they
Just
buy
like
movies.
what we buy.
Yes,
just
most
like we spend.
Yeah, and some of them, are a little bit more frugal with their money, and they might save up for a big trip. I had a consumer just when I think she was in Las Vegas, so she saved up a little bit of her money to go on a trip with her sister.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're just like everybody else.
Just like everybody
real
else.
people, real folks.
But we talked about this before, and we talked about the individuals with autism in the community, and they're like the invisible
Mm-hmm.
people. You know, every once in a while, I may see a group at the library, or like I said, in Safeway, but usually you don't see a lot of them. Or are they just housed in, you know, with their parents? They're not out and about in the community, and I'm wondering why.
Well, I think because sometimes they might be out in the community and sometimes they might just be invisible to you and you might not recognize them. Or if they're in a group, you might see them, but it might not register that you're seeing them because sometimes people see them as invisible people. And it's really important, and this is one of the missions of Vision's Adult Day Program, is to help people look beyond that disability and see their abilities because they're part of our community.
Yeah.
And it's an enrichment thing to be able to get to know them and to work with them.
And how long have you been working with individuals with developmentally disabilities or autism?
I've been working with individuals on this spectrum for about 20 years now, 15 to 20 years, and I love it.
How'd you start?
You know what? I went to college, and I was a welfare mom, and I was just looking for work. And lo and behold, they hired me. And I started as a direct care staff at a day program, and it was new to me. It was so very new to me, and I didn't know what was going on. But once I started working with these individuals, I just loved it.
Did you do additional training, or did you take additional educational classes, special ed classes, or anything to help you?
Actually, I had my degree, a bachelor's degree, and I had early childhood education. But once I started working in the field, I started taking more classes. But a lot of my experience has been hands-on. They've taught me. My guys have taught me to be more patient. They've taught me how to take the one down. And they've also taught me how to deal with them. Just like anybody else. Yeah. So yes, I've had on the job training with them, and I've had some book training, but I wouldn't take nothing from my journey. I wouldn't take nothing from my journey working with them.
How long have you had the Vision Day program?
The Vision Day program has been around we're going into our third year now.
3 years?
Yeah, 3 years. About 3 years.
And how did you start your own program after being in the field for so long?
Well, I started, out of every success that you have, it comes out of a hardship place. I was in transition going from, from a job, and I wanted to do something of my own because I ran a day program, a big day program in the area. Won't say the name. And I knew I did a good job, a very good job. And I wanted to do my own. So God just blessed me to help people to see our guys with developmental disabilities, not just as a person with a disability, but to look past that and see the real person. And that's how Visions came about. Because we look past the disability and we see their abilities, and they have lots of abilities.
What has been the most challenging in your 15-20 year career working with this population?
I think the most challenging has been for just the mental health piece for some of our guys. When they have these glitches and some of these barriers and you just can't get around it, but you still continue to deal with it. And it's no easy answers. So I think that's been the most challenging part. But once you get past that, wipe the slate clean and keep moving forward, it's a good day.
That's a good day.
Yeah, not every day is a good day, but if you forget those bad days and go forward, you'll have lots of good days.
Tell us about a success story.
Well, a success story of one of the guys at Visions. He's a young man. His name is Owen. And Owen is an artist. He's also a writer. And he's produced quite a few books. Not just because he's part of Visions, but because we started working with another program called Artistry Studios. And from that, Owen has become his own individual success story in terms of writing and producing and making these books. But I think all of my guys at Visions are a success story because they get up and they keep coming every day. whether they're delivering a meal to a senior citizen, whether they're doing janitorial work at a church, whether they're cleaning, or whether they're doing clerical work, they get up and they show up every day. That's success.
So are they happy when they come here?
They are thrilled to death. I'm happy, and they are super happy. Yes.
What makes Vision special? There's other day programs, there's other programs like this.
Mhm. What makes Vision so special and so unique is because we make sure that we integrate into the community. We're not hidden. We're out there doing the work. We're out there meeting other people. We're out there networking and letting people meet our guys so that it won't be a mystery.
Yeah.
You know, meeting somebody that has a developmental disability, or someone that's nonverbal, or someone that has, some other issues or other little cliques or something like that.
Mhm.
It won't be a mystery. You know, people that they meet will look past that and see the individual.
So is it difficult to get people like myself? My dad's brother, we called it retardation when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in the community. But at that time, when we were growing up, people used to tease him and kind of chase him. And so, of course, I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed of him. So when it reminded me of, we used to call him bruh, because he was nonverbal.
Mm-hmm.
But, as a child, I was embarrassed. And I look at your facility and your services you have, and if he was alive today, I think his life would be a little different.
Oh, it would. The quality of life would be much better.
Yeah.
It's important to teach people in the community how to interact and how to work with people with developmental disabilities, and acceptance.
Right.
It's so important. They have feelings like everybody else,
Yeah.
hopes, dreams, and desires like everybody else. And that's a goal of Visions, to help integrate, to help teach the people in the community to see people with developmental disabilities as just like everybody else.
Well, like your student Owen,
Mm-hmm.
how would you